I was playing ice hockey and soccer pretty competitively and hoped to pursue that to higher levels. So I made the choice when I was 14 to leave my family and go to boarding school. My sophomore year of high school, I re-injured my knee. I went into the boards so hard that the impact basically caused a little explosion in my knee. I had originally seen a doctor there following that injury, and he did a procedure in my knee, putting some darts in there to increase the blood flow and hopefully have that piece of bone reattach itself. I went through a whole summer of intensive physical therapy. It was painful, it was brutal, hoping to return to my varsity soccer team pre-camp. And come that August, I still was having trouble walking. So I realized that something needed to be done about this. It wasn't your normal knee injury. That's when I heard about Dr. Stone through a friend or a family member who had had a knee operation with him. So my mom and I came out here, and one thing led to another, and we decided that it was right to have the surgery and everything. I was only 15 years old. I had the surgery. I stayed in San Francisco for a couple weeks with my mom doing therapy, and then I moved the therapy back to boarding school, where I was non-weight bearing for 12 months. At that point, I was definitely had a pretty negative outlook on life. I had come from a lifestyle that was all about sports and competing and pushing your body to limits, and then I had someone telling me that I couldn't do any of that anymore. So at 15 years old, I didn't take it very well, and it was a pretty hard thing to accept. I basically had to change my whole lifestyle and everything that I did and everything I was passionate about. When I went away to college, my freshman year, I joined the Division I rowing team as a walk-on, and I rowed for a whole year. Dr. Stone was always telling me he would buy me a bike if I agreed not to play hockey again. So I gave it a try, and I rowed for a year. And I never really had any problems with my knee. I was still having trouble, if I had to go on a really long run, it was sometimes uncomfortable, but for the most part, I felt completely normal. So that obviously made me want to push it further. So my sophomore year of college, I called Dr. Stone and told him I wanted to play hockey again. Not at the level that I had hoped to play at that point in my life, but it was sort of a trade-off, and I joined my Division II club ice hockey team, and I played for 3 years, competitive ice hockey, and didn't have a problem. My knee was sometimes a little sore, but for the most part, I got to play 3 years of the sport that I loved. I got to go snowboarding, I got to run, I got to play soccer. I'm sitting here having my 8-year checkup, and Dr. Stone couldn't be happier with the results, how smooth it feels. He gave me a high five, and he said, go do the thing, go do what you want to do, go have fun. I feel like Dr. Stone is my doctor, even though I'm not even from San Francisco. I traveled 3,000 miles to come and see him without even knowing he would operate on me. So I would, I hope I don't have to do it again, but if all the circumstances said that I needed to get surgery, I would definitely do this again. I'm 8 years out, and I feel like my knee's fixed.